In this video, I would like to share my definition of what a shaman is. A shaman is an advanced practitioner of dimensional travel. A lot of times we associate shamans as connecting with this ethereal realm, and through that connection they channel divine wisdom through their body, through dance, through song, through holistic herbal health. But overall, they have this profound ability to channel healing energies, profound healing energies through that connection, that ability to cross into higher realities. So shamans, and you could say what makes them different, the energy dynamic. What makes that different from, you could say, the indigo children, the rainbow children, the star seed children, is that shamans are incredibly wise. Wise not in they are intuitive, because we're all intuitive, especially the indigo children. They're very intuitive. So naturally they're open to higher wisdom. They're open to that higher wisdom. But shamans, the energy of them very much anchored that wisdom into this planet. So the shaman energy is about being grounded. There's a profound grounded presence to the shaman. While the indigo and the light workers, there is a very intuitive, they're open, they're flexible, they're receptive to such wisdom. But the shaman energy is very much ancestral lineage. Imagine the ancestral passed along wisdom that has, through the generations, through the ancestral line, has been a process of grounding the wisdom into the cellular DNA. So shamans have this incarnational, vast variety of experience. That's what makes them quite expansive presence. They're more than just intuitive, psychic, receptive, and open, such as light workers. Very sensitive and receptive to new information and to the spirit guides and to following the heart. The shaman energy is incredibly expansive because they decided to experience the many dimensions of Earth so that they can become a well-rounded, grounded being. So wide variety of lessons, dimensional lessons. So they've traveled through these many dimensions and have experienced many lessons in order for them to have a complete grounded message, anchored grounded message. So a complete message or complete download for a shaman to embody is going to require the shaman to travel the many dimensions, because the many dimensions, it's not linear. There's many facets to it when we look at the zodiac wheel. And imagine each sign in the zodiac wheel is a dimension of itself. So the shamans travel through each of these dimensions so that they can, in essence, represent, ground, anchor the total energy, not just one dimension wisdom, the total energy, and be the grounded representation of that total energy. And then therefore express it in the dance, in the song, in the healing energy. So the healing energy of the shaman is expansive. It's like they are the esoteric records of this planetary grid. That's what I associate shamans as, the esoteric record. So we look at the esoteric record and we can see it as the zodiac wheel, Aries all the way to Pisces, and each sign represents a dimension of itself, and they have ability to travel into these many dimensions. And what they do is they have experiences that is closer to expansion of the imagination. So it's about expanding the imagination, because that unlocks the doors to other realities, the expansion of the imagination. so that they can, in essence, travel further into other dimensions. So they're really advanced at the astral travel. The astral travel. So in this Assachic records, it's like they very much are the holders of the Assachic records, of the advanced teachings that they've anchored into the cellular DNA of their body, and therefore express it in song and dance and holistic herbal health. And there, through the ancestral line, the cellular DNA is carried on, like the Assachic records, like a library. The information is carried on. For us, it's in tangible books, but for the shaman, it's through the ancestral lineage. So the shaman, the expansiveness, they're like chameleons. They are adaptable chameleons. So they are many, many things. They're beyond just intuitive, receptive, open, sensitive to this world, such as indigo children. They're chameleon dragons. Like, a lot of times we associate shamans with their animal heads. Okay, there's like animals mixed together, because of that imagination, okay, that experimentation, it reflects their chameleon dragon, their ability to take on the many shapes of this planet. So you can see like a person with a dog head, or a lion head, like a lion being, or like a lot of the Egyptians. You see the Egyptians having animal features, animal heads or something like that. It's because shamans represent the chameleon, the adaptability, the ever-changing shape. So they go through the many shapes of the beings on this planetary grid in order to get a full, complete picture of this planet. Therefore, to have a complete wisdom. Because a complete wisdom encompasses the roundedness, like a well-rounded person, except it's the roundedness of the dimensions. So therefore, like Aries, Taurus, Gemini, all the way to Pisces, each representing a dimension of itself, almost like an animal kingdom. And they experiment and explore that so that they can have a complete download to anchor wisdom that they embody. So like the Assachic records represents the total, okay, the total planetary grid, the wisdom that is cohesive, not fragmented, cohesive. So we can be intuitive, but still the wisdom be fragmented, not cohesive wisdom, because we don't have enough incarnational experience to have a complete wisdom. So it's kind of more like guidance or knowledge, but not so much wisdom. So my experience of connecting with the shamans in my ancestral lineage, and the profoundness of the shaman, okay, is Adonachton. He's showed me this. Adonachton, Egyptian pharaoh in the 8th dynasty of Egypt. Okay, so right when the matriarchal, feminine, mysticism golden age was ending and the patriarchal, okay, hierarchy began, he was right in the cups of that change. And he's been kind of giving me these messages about what I'm going to communicate. So the shaman ancestral lineage is a very important element when it comes to the shaman expansiveness of the wisdom and just the energy of the shaman. For myself, what I was shown is that I have been a spirit guide and have incarnated in the same cellular DNA. So therefore, me, Rosa Ivy, I was my great-great-grandmother. So through the energy of me, my soul energy, going into the same pool of DNA, that energy is a part of the agreement. A lot of times that is associated with the shaman energy, the agreement of being a protector, of a guardian of a particular cellular DNA. And the cellular DNA is very much the wisdom. Okay, we can say the wisdom is passed along orally, okay, because a lot of even Native American, it's been oral practice of passing along information. But the shaman energy is like the cellular DNA, and it's very sacred. So when a wisdom is grounded from a higher dimension, it's grounded into the cellular DNA. So what happens is, through the agreement of the shaman has with that wisdom, is that the shaman will protect and guard, be a guardian to that cellular DNA. Therefore, when a shaman dies, the shaman is a spirit guide to the ancestral generations continuing forward. And that shaman a lot of times incarnates in that same pool of DNA, either to activate, okay, if that wisdom is kind of getting muddied, you could say, to kind of clean it up in that cellular DNA, or because they go into that to further expand what has already been expanded within that cellular DNA. So therefore, for me, I know I chose my father because of his cellular DNA. Because his cellular DNA connects me to the DNA pool that I incarnate in. That's why when I connect with myself in the astral realms and I look at my many incarnations, I have a very similar appearance. Very similar appearance, because I have incarnated in the same pool of DNA. So when the shaman, is reintegrated into the cellular DNA, they expand the teaching, okay, the wisdom that was anchored in that cellular DNA, or they clean it up. So if it's getting muddied by the society, the energies around kind of getting forgotten, getting deeply suppressed, they kind of reawaken it, like bring it back to life. And that is an agreement the shaman has made in a dimensional higher reality that they've made with that DNA lineage. So when I'm not incarnated, I'm a spirit guide to this DNA that's in me. So my ancestors and the ancestors, and go on and on and on. I've been a spirit guide guiding, because that is a part of the shaman energy. It's like a guide to the wisdom, to the DNA, to help keep that, you could say, higher vibrations grounded, and it's like adjusting, grounded and continued anchored. The teachings anchored and grounded. So everything about the shaman is about grounding the energy. So through the incarnational many lessons that they have, and in these many dimensions, they become a very expansive being, and through that expansion they're able to understand the wisdom in its many facets of how it shows up. So the wisdom shows up in many ways. And through the many lessons that they've had, like wide variety of lessons, they have studied how that wisdom shows up in the animal kingdom and the plant kingdom, in the kingdom of relationships, and the kingdom of just living life. So they are very much like courage. When you talk about warriors, they are warriors in the sense of they go out there and they have experiences. They're not afraid to have experiences. They're not afraid to, in essence, with the Piscean mentality, mess up or fail. They love having experiences, because through the experiences they're able to better understand and digest that higher dimensional wisdom that they connect through their meditation. And that's what helps them to become a profound healer for all dimensions, not just I can, heal certain people. They're so adaptable because they have experienced such wide variety of lessons through their many incarnational cycles, so that they can truly have an experience of the wisdom, the whole wisdom, the total wisdom, so that when needed of service, they can be able to provide wisdom to any dimension, any vibrational reality, because they've had such great experiences of it. So that makes them, in essence, different from, like I say, the indigo children, because a lot of the indigo children are very much new souls. They're very sensitive and psychic intuitive, and we can, a lot of times they associate that as shaman wisdom, but it's just they are in a new energy here that is a part of the moving forward energy, the Aquarian energy, which is a whole different matrix system than the matrix systems of the shaman energy. So they're a part of a totally different frequency and energy of itself. Like the matrix, the laws of the golden age moving forward. While the shaman energy, the soccer record energy, is very much, I associate as, they are spirit guides to this particular dimension, planetary grid. Of course, is ever changing and fluctuating, but they are the keepers of the knowledge, and they keep it in their DNA, their cellular DNA. That's why Native Americans' ancestral lineage is a very common concept that comes up when it comes to the Native Americans and the shamans, because it's very important, the cellular DNA. So the indigo workers, there's like a softer, like a soft pink energy, like an indigo. You see that it's like a soft energy, while the shaman energy is more like a bright red. It's a bright red. There's a lot of courage and a lot of determination and perseverance, because in order to maneuver through the many dimensions and not get entangled and attached and muddied by them, you have to have a lot of courage and warrior, and that is like that bright red. While the indigo is like a softer, intuitive, clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairsentience, deep sensitivity. So that's what makes the energies different. They're here to help bring forth a new energy. So they're integrating a new energy of themselves. And the shaman energy is very much the groundedness. Because in order to integrate a new energy, you need to have groundedness. They come together. So the shaman is like the esoteric records. It is like the individuals making the books for the library. And the indigo children are very much an energy that are the embodiment of the new energy that is destined to become, become as in moving forward into the golden age. So they're the new energy. They represent the integration of a new energy, and the shaman is very much the teacher of how can you ground that. So they are advanced in their ability to ground new energies that these indigo children, through their many incarnational experiences. So they are, in essence, very advanced at manifestation. Not just manifestation when we talk about wealth, okay? Material things. Because that is just one limited, like just one, really one. I'm talking about higher energies, total paradigm shifts. They can ground that whole paradigm shifts. Paradigm shifts as in just teachings. Okay, when that opens and unlocks, it just, you can download a whole entire advanced teaching or an entire dimension. So this is what I'm kind of working on, downloading in this dimensional energy that I'm downloading into my script series. It's very much like the shamans. So I'm gonna end that video there. I hope you guys enjoyed this discussion on what is a shaman and my definition of it. Okay. Bye everyone.